Hopefully this works. I should probably test something real quick. $112. 113. Okay, it's not worth it. Alright, for anyone wondering, I was checking on damage values because doing the overhead Hayabusa in Rev 2 actually is a better option if they have no burst, because it does a bit more. Let me know if the audio's shitty. I always tend to fuck this up one way or another, so I'm just gonna assume it doesn't sound like ass and keep going. Alright, there we go. So, Sin versus Hehyun is an incredibly obnoxious matchup for Heihyun. You're big, which means beak driver is a problem. Anytime that a character is larger than average, beak driver is a fucking nightmare. But the one thing that Heihyun has going is really high damage and actually pretty decent pokes to challenge Sin on some stuff. It gets kind of hectic when you try to get in because if you're really obvious with the approach, Sin 6P just fucking ruins your day. Like you just get sent back to the Stone Ages. Especially if the counter hits. If you get counter hit by Sin 6P, you're fucking paying for it like twice. You're paying for it in the next lifetime even. So it's really important to dance around it. And Heikyun has a couple options to do that. You have jump in and just block and see if they overextend on the 6P. You have jump in blitz, which does require meter, but basically lets you disrespect the opponent's reactions. Like if they have good reactions and they're 6Ping you on every jump in and blitz them. Let's see what they do afterwards. You're making them worry about it. If they start trying to do 6P late, that means you could start jumping in with normals again. So you kind of created this wheel of decisions that they have to worry about. And then you also have Air Hayabusa, which you can vary in timing and spacing. So if they're really on point with it, with their anti-airs, you do a Hayabusa about as late as possible, and you bop their anti-air for it, because they have to commit to something else afterwards, right? Like they'd have to commit to like YRC to catch you trying to dance around them. And if Air Hayabusa hits, it's a knockdown, and you're in. Like it's time to party, right? So that's one thing to look for immediately. The other thing that I'll point out as soon as the match starts is round start is really, really fucking obnoxious for Heihyun. Just because Sin's tools are really good at keeping you contained. So you're probably going to see, I think this opens with Slash. Yeah, just get smacked right off the bat. I don't overextend after that instant air dash because I saw him instant block. My pushes a little slops there, gets checked by far S. There we go. So I'm not swinging because the fear of counter hit is massive. That's what I'm talking about, using Hayabusa to try to get in. Could have confirmed that JK counter hit, but didn't quite expect it, to be honest. Kind of expecting a reset there. Doesn't burst there. I actually usually see Kizzy go for that kind of burst. Okay. So let's actually talk about that for a second. That's one way to avoid the risk of kick loops or like resets. But honestly, you're sacrificing the entirety of your burst. Like since it's not touching them at all, you're not getting any of that back. Once you kind of get the matchup familiarity, you'll realize that the best thing to do is to actually take the red kick hit, and the next one's going to hit pretty deep for them to charge another red kick, right? So you just burst as soon as it hits you. I try to go for a funky mid-screen relaunch there. Side dust mid-screen combos are usually not the one. I'm super aggressive here. Like, I'm surprised that I got away with it. DP loop. Go for the 3. Use crouch walk to advance. Murders me for trying to tech buttons. Double driver. He's got super here. I burst. What's the decision? A terrible one. That's probably the most gentle of punishes he could have gone for. Just probably trying to secure the round, but you can just get bull bash as soon as you see Grandpa Viper miss. Get the grip on that. What's the Oki situation? Repeated low. Good punish there. 3K a good option. A little slow on that. Okay, it looks like he's trying to press buttons and pressure here. Just kind of walk away from all that noise. Gets the confirm off the counter hit punch. There you go. Looked like he might have tried to run up throw himself. But he got grip for it, and that's not my problem. So that didn't seem too bad for Heihyun there, right? But I also didn't really let Keenan kind of establish the pressure or zone that he wants to. Because you as a Sin player, you want to be at max range beak driver or right outside the edge of your far S. Um, because you can just confirm that in the beak driver, right? And then if it hits crouching, you get a slide, you maybe get another beak driver, you get to eat. That's a shit ton of damage. Probably like even on Heihyun, it's probably like a third of their life is already gone, right? That stuff adds up. And for something that's so simple to do, of course you want to keep them at that space. Um, you did see me go super, super aggressive, but there was a lot of the time where I was just kind of dancing around the anti-air options or just kind of staying outside of that far S range. There we go. Get the sweep in the ball Loki, get the overhead. Didn't quite get the clean setup. Doesn't take the bait on the overhead. There we go. Yeah, that's really common. It's a good burst point for most. Get the knockdown off the ball hitting. I'm a big fan of this combo. I drop it there, but I'm really big on getting damage with Heihyun as fast as possible and stun. So going for sweep and double blue, great blitz there. Going to sweep and double blue kick is a great option in my opinion. It's really really easy on Sin too. Like pretty much anytime you can sweep him, you can probably get a double blue kick just because he's really really wide when he falls. Good match there from Kizzy. Disrespects the overhead. Air throw defense on point. Probably try to empty jump throw my wake up. 6H. That's one of my favorite normals, dude. The party crasher? Get the fuck out of here. I wasn't invited to this shit. And I'm gonna take drinks while you're not looking. Wasn't counter hit, so I couldn't get much of a follow up. There we go. Good confirmation from me because I'm the shit. Smart burst point. I was still kind of committed to a ground series. Abusing the throw range. A ballsy maneuver. That was definitely a run up throw. Kizzword catches me mashing there. That should be peace. Yeah. Burst clap is some reels damage. Like that's the kind of damage you tell your parents about. Oh, actually, yeah. Paul or Superflex makes a really good point. Keenan's probably trying to discipline himself to not jump cancel 6P since that was something that was taken away in Rev 2, which was basically what 6P was in Sign, if I'm not mistaken. That's when it still didn't have jump cancel. But it is improved from Sign where it'll have more untech time. So I think it's going to be easier to get stuff like counter hit 6P into Bull Bash, which is fucking huge. But yeah, there's a lot of times where he could get a 6P into like a small air combo conversion. The 6P gem cancel was just taken away from Sin and I think Raven as well. It's not universal, it's just kind of character specific. There you go. I start the round with the charge Hayabusa just to see if I can make his far S whiff. Because it does reel you back. When you start the Hayabusa, uh, the sort of wide hurt box that Heihyun has kind of thins out. There we go. Good confirm. I get the air-to-air hit on that. Drops the combo. I'm bad. I don't tech there because that was a whole mess. You saw him chase with the 6P. I try to cover the tech a little far away. I didn't quite charge it. So the reason I go for that combo is the charge Hayabusa is going to be burst safe. The only thing that can happen that can be kind of wacky is that I might go on the wrong side, but even then, you can kind of visually react to it once you train yourself. Okay, that was sort of a safe jump. Because if it's not, I can get him with the 6P. There we go. Double blue. Wow, I am fucking that up. He gets a lot of JH this set, which kind of upsets me, because I should be anti-airing the fuck out of that move. 2H is a great answer to it, or even Shinken. There you go. Good double jump tech. Ball set. Overhead connects that time. Yeah, too close for the Shinken to bait the burst. And I eke this out with the OTG hit. Man, my confirms are nice. All right, let's go to the third game. So far, it is 2-0 me. Okay, so 2S from Sin is a great round start. That wasn't a safe jump, so it gets checked. We get the ball out. Caught him flinching there. Some good damage already on the board. Another ball set up. Blocks. 2S. That's a great range. It's basically round start. I try to chase a little over eager there. I definitely gave up the really nice lead that I had, and now we're in some danger ass territory. You go air dash, no button, just to get in. Over eager again. That should be peace. Yeah, it gets the ride the lightning follow up. Yeah, so this set, this wasn't an official first to whatever. I think we said like, hey, I just asked for like a first to 5 initially, and then we kind of played a first to undisclosed. I'm a big fan of this sort of experimentation and like exploration you can do in long sets. But my goal actually was to get 5 on him as fast as possible. There we go. I could have punished that a bit better. Nice. Interrupts the overhead attempts. Good. Checks the ball. No counter hit, so he doesn't get the real follow up there. Smart backdash. Counter hit Hayabusa. And let's see. I could have confirmed that. That's what I mentioned. Double blue. It's really easy. You can actually punish that with Beak Driver, and you get the counter hit one. That's the one thing I probably should tell Kizzy is you can definitely hurt Heikyun way more. Actually, 6H might be the best opener since it's so easy. Just kind of have to weather that storm for a bit. I could have confirmed that, but I kind of wanted the stagger from the overhead or from the low stomp. I usually 6H in that situation, but I thought I can get the air combo off of that because it's really rewarding. Get the sweep. Nice block from Kizzy there. I'm trying to keep a really compact pressure string just to catch him mashing. 2P and 2K are very slight advantage on block. Yo, does this work? Yo, I'm fucking sick. Oh, I'm bad. Probably just ran out the time that I had to juggle it. Yo, from behind. I threw that shit before I came in the room. And we watch Tuner explode. I don't know what the diatonics is. Alright, let's go to the next one. There we go. Get the confirm off the jump in. Smart burst, still in the 2H. Kind of a risky. risky spot, but you know, for the most part, Hagans are going to commit. There's a really, really fancy fucking OS that you can do. I like doing this in the corner, just because of the amount of meter builds, and the damage is actually really good. Oh, I try to get that conversion. Just have to weather that for a moment. Don't need the RC there, but just making sure. Fares trades with Fares there. I'm trying to use Stan K as a meaty, but he's seeing it every time, and it's checking it with a DP. Um, I think I do this a little later in the set, but there's a spacing where you can do 5H as a meaty for the overhead part, and if he swings a DP into it, it whiffs, and then you get to murder him because he doesn't get to cancel the DP if it whiffs, and it's counter hit recovery the entire time, so you just get like Hayabusa. All right, that's peace. I try to be really disciplined with my burst, just because burst clap is such a huge, huge deal that if I don't have to give that tool up, I don't wanna. Yeah, eating bull bash is a pain. I could have confirmed that. That was some sloppiness on my end. Good combo from Kizzy here. Yeah, I have to burst that basically, but I have 100 meter. Big bet. This did crank his guard, and it put him corner to corner. So not that bad of an idea, but I overextended. A little antsy there. Haha, Sin's dumb. Alright, so Kizzy's on the board. I think that's 4-1? I won that, I won that, I won that, I won that. He won that. Yeah, 4-1. So he's doing a fantastic job backdashing at a certain pressure setups. Just doesn't want to be in my business range, right? Which is really smart. On the same note, I'm not constantly chasing him because that's just begging for trouble. Um, so he kind of put himself in a bad spot here because he's low on calories. That's not even enough for a 2-move cancel. Like he basically only has one. There you go. Gets to eat there from the burst. I don't get the forward double jump there, so that screwed the combo up. Sweep, get the ball set up. 2H dust. So 2H can Gatling into dust or sweep. It is not a good mix-up, but you can definitely catch people sleeping. That was probably the most net play thing to have done the entire set. I try to instant block Elk Hunt as much as possible, just because if you know what they're gonna do, you can really fuck them up for it, or you can even backdash pressure attempts. This is all burst safe. I'm not falling for it. There you go. That's the one spot I could have. I could have murdered him for that food attempt, or at least had him YRC into low calorie value. Try to get the tech there. Yeah, I got really really cute there. So people will usually normal like neutral tech right on top of you in that sequence, where you go for the hoopty ass red kick setup again. But I went for a jump into air throw attempt. But I think I needed to do a super jump there just because of the height. All right, next one. So far this is a pretty good showing for me. I think as we go, we start seeing Kizzie kind of adapt more and more. There you go. This is a fantastic start. That's what I was talking about. He got a shit ton of damage. He's at full calories again. I kind of have to weather this. I need to FD break more of my run. Otherwise, I'm asking for this kind of shit to happen. Okay, he has me contained right now. This is a cage. I try to pick up off of that. Good use of close test to anti-air. That thing actually does have a pretty generous hitbox. I missed the combo there, but that's actually designed to bait bursts. Because he had bursted any of those hits before the Grandpa Viper. I just spin under his burst, and I get a launch. Catches the end of my backdash. Whew, that could have been some rough times. There you go. That, summoning red ball in front of somebody should never be free. Damn, this is a nice cage from Kizzie. What a cage. Alright, are we in this? Yeah, overhead connects. Get the throw. Oh man, we in there. There we go. Not even going to bother with the blue kick, just immediately going to clap the shit out of him. Okay, I tried to 6P that jump in, which is a suspect idea. I should definitely go to my other anti-airs. 2H hooks me up. Shinken hooks me up. All right, let's talk about that for a second, because that took everything in my power not to get shook. Like, he almost injected me with the shook right there. That exchange was me blitzing the 6P because I know his reactions are that on point, and not doing a jump in, but waiting to land and go low, because my idea was everyone tries to re-blitz high, right? If they do that, I get the land and I get to murder them for a low. This man was already at that next Yomi layer. Like, I had that happen to me, and I'll admit I was a bit rattled, but you know, we keep going. That should be peace. He's got the 50-meter behind it. Oh, he let me live. He could have killed me with Ride the Lightning. All right, I got the free hit off of that. Yeah, he IB'd. My pressure was over. Those kind of situations are really important. Like, Air Hayabusa is a way in, but if you see that they're very, very on point with instant blocking it, most characters can't punish it unless they have like a 3-frame normal, or Potemkin who has a 3-frame grab in Potbuster. But for all the other cast, they can probably challenge your 2P attempt afterwards. So even though it's not free, your pressures come to an end unless you want to be a G and see that your Hayabusa got instant blocked and then immediately just reject with Blitz, right? But that's a risk. What if they decided to go low? Like, what if they did 2K for whatever reason, right? Like, that does just fuckered your entire plan. It's a huge risk, but it's best just to bet it that you're not going to win that exchange and just kind of weather their minimal offense at point blank for a second. And I mean, if your defense is acceptable, like as long as you're not falling asleep at the wheel, I don't think that most characters are going to worry you that much. Did we just watch this one? Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm using 2S there at the start of the round, kind of as a counter poke because I know he's going to his 2S. There we go. And that wasn't a safe jump. You got to check that kind of stuff. He actually swung after that, which is fucking amazing with a move that's not especially fast. That was some goofy stuff. There you go. Instant block. Chicken block, actually. And got a throw off of it. So I fucked this up because I'm supposed to call the ball back in that setup. It's basically a way to steal the cornerback. And if it hits, I get hooked the fuck up. Because, right? Like, a red ball's hitting you. There we go. So he does that a couple times in this set, and it took me a while to kind of recognize it. But if you know people are going to try to check your offense off a red Hayabusa, because yeah, you're at plus frames, right? But they can obviously check you if they instant block or if they have a reversal. Sometimes you got to let people hang themselves. All right, we're in the corner. There we go. There's the bait. Use that air Hayabusa to get to the other side. I could have finished him off there, but I got it. You'll see a lot of neutral jumping for me just to see what his anti-air reactions are at. Uh, just because I don't have to commit to anything, right? And there's a range where he can't do shit to me. So it's just kind of a way to gauge the situation. I am getting bull bashed to all shit. That's a little silly, but Hayabusa actually is a really interesting way to move in because each one of them builds you a really decent amount of meter. Oh, I kind of missed the Shinken there. I got the regular one. Smart. Instant blocked. Got the air throw there. There we go. And that's the spacing I'm talking about. Had he gone for the Hawkbaker there, he would have gotten fucked. I could have finished him off. That was greedy. A nice Blitz War there. Weather that storm. Yo, I'm a genius. Use the gold blitz or the gold burst to avoid the blitz altogether. That's the kind of shit they don't teach you in school. Got to learn that in the streets. Think on your feet. But we're definitely seeing Kizzy here be way, way more aggressive and set up a cage where Far S and Beak Driver and Air Beak Driver are just kind of shutting me up. There you go. Smart backdashing from Kizzy there. Oh, it gets the juice jump in. Yeah, I have to burst that. That was going to be like 60%. Meaty 2H hooks him the fuck up. And that should be peace. Yep. Sometimes you gotta wake up clap. Just let them know you're fucking crazy. Wow, great air throw. Alright, he's kind of caught on to me wanting to run up and grip him. Interrupts the 6H attempt that I had. I don't know what the fuck he counter hit there, but that was... This is all Kiz word right now. I'm starting to chase a little too hard, which is a problem. Like, you really have to play this match slow. Alright, let's watch this one and we'll kind of jump around in the set. I'll take that. And I accidentally muted my mic. And I got the wallop. Okay, I'm just kind of waiting him out there because he spent a decent amount of his calories. But he got a throw, so that means he gets all of them back. Look like a burst bait attempt. Arc Impulse. So I actually talked about it a little bit before he started streaming the sets. This is definitely in Sin's favor just because he has those two tools that I mentioned, or three tools actually. So 6P, which is a fantastic anti-air, Far S, and Beak Driver, all are great at keeping Haking out. Uh, on a less intense note, I would say his backdash is something you have to worry about. But honestly, if you know where Sin wants to backdash, all it does is kind of reset him to neutral, which sucks because you have to get back in, right? But once you get really comfortable with dancing around his anti-airs or some of his pokes, then you make him stress. And any kind of stress on Sin is fantastic. Since he does have a finite resource of calories, right? And if he exhausts those, he needs to have meter to make sure that he can eat. And there's certain points where you can burst, where you can make sure that you kind of like keep him from getting food back. Get the knockdown there. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's the shittiest punish I could have done, but I got it. I try to block, a little slow. Sloppy. But I get that one. One thing I did notice is that whenever Kizzy got blitzed on the ground, he was kind of happy to just take the blitz hit early on. I can disrespect that. I'm actually mad at myself that I didn't. Hey, you can just jab the jump heavy, jump dust attempt. There we go. Caught him mashing there. Yeah, he's done that every time. A mediocre trade. Quality combo there from Kizzy. 5P to keep him from jumping. There we go. Catches the attack. Yeah, he's also done that a lot too. I needed to start spacing out my overhead attempts to keep him from doing that kind of shit. Get the grip. There you go. Get the spacing there. I get hit by one dust. I should have just kept folding forward. I'm an idiot. That would have been sick. Alrighty, off the bat, he's put me in a cage again. This is some fucking sad times. That's not a real setup. Not a good trade. This is all terrible. This is how they got the Kaiser. Fuck. Some sour times. Alright, so we've kind of seen what our decision tree is now for run start. So play along at home and see if you can guess what we're going to do. Fuck. I was hoping the 6P would counter hit. Honestly, one thing I should probably do a bit more is run up and backdash in Sin's face. Just to bait the Hawk Baker. Because if you ever bait that thing, you basically win the round or take his burst. Yeah, that's good. You gotta remember that 100 hands exists. Doesn't DP that time. Oh god, I am so fucking nice. I try to get a reset there. Okay, he IB'd. That was definitely his turn. There you go. Close as does force crouching. Gonna have to weather this. That is a lot of fuck. Like I said, that's how they got the Kaiser. Never seen again. Fantastic confirmation there from Kizzy. Gets the burst. Ride the lightning for a little extra damage. So one of the ways you could deal with the elk hunt offense is to try to backdash it, but that didn't come to mind. It's also kind of risky since you're so big. Which actually I think was changed in Rev 2. I think they shrunk her backdash hurt box. Okay, this is a fantastic start. Ugh. That went sour. Okay, I could have punished that bigger, but just kind of weather this. That gave me a shit ton meter. He can actually finish me off here? Yeah. Probably could have used some of that meter to FD just to make sure that I wasn't cranked to all shit. Arc. So the orbs will last. They have a set amount of time that they'll be on the screen. I could have done that way more cleanly. But so for an orb, it's something along the lines of like 2.5 seconds. I think the blue one lasts a little while longer. Um, but the blue one is one hit, which will go away if you're forced to block or if the opponent interacts with it in some way, like if they get hit by it or they block it. The red one is multiple hits, and it'll also go away if you're forced to block. If they're off screen, actually, they're still in play, so you can actually move them back on screen. There was actually a match very early on in the set where I killed Kizzy with a blue ball that I threw off the screen and then brought it back to hit him in the back. It doesn't hit as a cross up, but it's something that you can catch people unaware. That's a fantastic confirm. That was hoopty. Like, none of that should have worked. This was all a series of bad decisions. Like, that was all Reaganomics right there. I don't know why the fuck I got hit by that JD. It's not helping anyone. I let that happen. But there's actually not a reason for Kizzy to stop doing that kind of shit. Like, until I show him that it's not going to work and that he's going to die for doing it. Fuck it. Keep going. There, you kind of saw how long the orb will last. Okay, I get the knockdown. Actually worked out as best as it could because it got me the corner. There's that spacing I'm talking about. So once I get that spacing properly, it really fucks with Sin's wake ups. Because you basically take DP away from him. That'll randomly happen where you'll get the close S activation but be too far away. I'm not falling for that shit, man. I played Sin. He's getting his snack on right now. I get hooked up with the counter hit. Does this hit? Okay, he doesn't quite go through the other side and I block wrong too early. Yeah, that's free. If you have a character that with an invulnerable super like that, and somebody tries to get you into that fucking Mexican standoff of super clap, just super the shit out of them. Don't do anything else, because otherwise your ass gonna get murdered. Uh oh. Odd. It ran out before I could combo off of it. So I did 2K2HS there. That's a natural combo in Rev 2, but in this, it's actually a decent frame trap. I fucked the double red kick up. So that is a very risky burst. Just because we've talked about it before, you spend all of your burst meter for that. Honestly, getting hit by one of the red kicks, like once his body overlaps with yours, that's the spot where you should be bursting. Because that way, oh, he threw my gold burst. Holy shit! That way, you at least get like that quarter of your burst back for touching them with it. Oh, forgot to turn off the things. Yeah. So Superflex was actually watching this set as it was going on, um, and I was super focused for the first to five aspect of it. So I got the 5 wins on the board, right? And it's at this point that you see me kind of like chase way more as opposed to playing a patience game and seeing if Kizzy will run into something that I'm doing. It's when you start playing at Sin's pace. Oh, I fucked up that combo. It's when you start playing at Sin's pace that it becomes a huge fucking problem. Tagmanic, that shit is hilarious, dude. Like, I will give you an idea later, but that is fucking sick. It's a good image. Nice. 2H is definitely a juice starter. Uh oh. Talk about juice starters. This is the juicer roll right now. I am $400 worth of juice down the drain right here. Freshly squeezed. So that run at the start of the match was me predicting that he was going to backdash and I was going to try to run up Hayabusa. But he checked me with a normal. Yeah, man. Kizzy just squeezed that shit out by hand. You don't even need any of that fucking fancy Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm not falling for that. Not a bad trade, but I'm at a life deficit, so it's not good. So that's one weakness I've had recently is not recognizing that I have 50 meter when somebody charges blitz in my face. Because Jesus, if you get hit by counter hit clap, you are dead. There we go. Could have baited that. Could have supered there. Actually, I could have IK'd him. Um, if you ever get a sweep at point blank, you could do. Well, at 100 meter, you can basically do fucking anything into IK. But you can do sweep, regular DP, immediately RC. Um, if they burst, it's basically fucking burst safe. Like if they burst a sweep just because the DP goes through it. Um, if they don't, you just activate off the RC and you murder them. You send them to the Shadow Realm. There we go. Max range sweep. Getting confirms off a counter hit Hayabusa are mad important. Okay. I was hoping the close S would hit there. There we go. Those are super easy on Sin. Double blue. Get the clap the wrong way. Lift them up again. Time it so he falls first. He's checking that. I didn't quite adapt properly. You're dead. There we go. Showing a little bit of patience again, not immediately going in. You see that confidence in that walk forward? It's like, let me get into my business range. Smart run under by me. I should be confirming those in the blue kicks or something. It's actually not hard. Like, standing punch for Heikun is ridiculous. Like, it won't hit crouchers, but you are hooked the fuck up with hit stun. There we go. That's the juice timing. Get the Grandpa Viper. I fuck up the air combo, but, you know, it looked tight, right? That almost crossed up, which you can kind of make happen, but it's not reliable. I'm not bursting this. Nope, not bursting any of this. Nope. I am subscribing to the Steve H. School of Business. No bursts. I actually could have burst clapped him here. Yeah, buddy. I actually think the burst clap might have killed. Burst clap when Hellfire does an obscene amount of damage. But I think actually my entire mindset was knowing that hitting the regular clap was going to allow me to get the 2H, because that's the launcher of choice right there, right? And I knew he was going to burst. He was fuckered. I think I kind of already planned ahead before I decided to use the burst. Or decided not to use the burst, as it were. Thanks for the games, Kizzy. You have a good night, man. Alright, he gets to jump in right off the bat. 100 hands just attack on damage. Yeah, I'm getting hit by that too much for my taste, actually. I'm gonna have to discipline myself. Just some training mode. Yeah, every time he does that, if he does that at a certain height, you kind of just aim the IB the last hit, and you just hit jab, and he cries. Wow, that hit. I could have jumped H there, but I think that was a greedy attempt to throw, and he threw me. There you go. Some patience here. I'm not chasing him. Not pressing buttons when it's not my turn. Ooh, it's definitely not my turn. Oh my god. Great burst in history. Wow, he got the 2S. He threw it. Nice. Did a quick release to catch my release. OTG 100 hands. And regular 100 hands. That was a really, really strong round from McKizzie. Alright, let's just jump somewhere. Holy fuck, we played a lot. Let's just go to this one. Probably do a few more and then I'll do the last three, I guess. Oops. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to use 6p there just to maybe fish for a poke or maybe fish for an errant beak driver that I can go under, but it's a bit of a risk. It's kind of a hard call. Okay, I did the right answer and I fucked it up. Yeah, this is huge. And I fucked that up too. But I did as much damage as I could before the blue kick, and then I could have gotten another blue kick. There we go. This is what the combo looks like. That's fantastic stun, fantastic damage. Gets you a decent knockdown afterwards. Yeah, everyone text forward. Yeah, in the corner, actually, that going for a throw attempt after that JK is not that bad of an idea because it'll catch pretty much any tech. Like they have to actively late tech for your air throw not to catch. Okay, he could have gotten way, way bigger damage on that, but he spends it on the 100 hands. That's a throw. I should recognize that. Like, he's not trying to fucking 5H me. He's trying to throw me. We get a 1. What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? This is slops. Not falling for that shit. Okay, so I finally remembered that 2H just disrespects the shit out of Sin. The second hit of 2H has a fucking fantastic hitbox. Like, it spikes really high upwards and shrinks your hurtbox really low. It also hooks you the fuck up on counter hit. It's, I think, untech until they hit the ground. So that means if you ever hit it and just 2H by itself, the second hit, you get to charge a red kick as they fall down. Or you get to confirm whatever the fuck else you want. So kudos to me for remembering. Yeah, let's actually go to the last three. And then I'll kind of call the stream there since it's already a little late. I mean, then again, I don't actually have any kind of fucking stream schedule, so it doesn't matter. Damn, start of the round grips. Good use of blitz. He's being hyper aggressive. I could attack that. I don't know why I didn't. Quality anti-air. Brought to you by Years of Third Strike. Damn, nice air throw. Wow, he actually got thrown there because it looks like he wanted to get the IB. Did I get hit? Nope. I thought that would kill, but what do I know? The smart thing would have been to do Super Ball. 5H, a quality anti-air. It's actually the same speed as your Far S, too. So if you ever want to just take up that same space, big bet. That's a counter hit recovery. That's a bad habit. I need to work on that too. Don't get into those blitz wars if I don't have to. Fuck you. And I get Doggerud. Fuck, that's how they got the Kaiser. Oh man, go look it up in the history books. You see me just kind of double jumping there just to see if he overextends. Okay, he's disrespecting the Oki every which way. Ooh. Well, that was fucking goofy. He really, really wanted me to burst there. I'm not falling for that shit. All right, so we're getting down to the last couple matches. Um, again, think what the option is going to be at round start. I'm actually going to... Wow, I couldn't stop it before it. But let's look at it here. With Sin's fantastic far S, it's going to take up this space right here. My options at round start are to fucking deal with it or try to check it in some way, right? I can stick 5k into it and hope that he runs into it because 5k is really active. What I did here is I jumped to see if I can go over it, and then ideally I'd want to just double jump and see if he overextends, because if I do jump in the Hayabusa, 6p is probably going to recover. I'm going to believe you right here. A 6p is going to happen, and then, fucking, it's like bad times, man. But let's see what happens. Okay, just normal jump and I let it rock. Uh-oh. Smart burst from Kizzy. Boom! I practiced those. I fuck up the regular combo. I get the hard one because it goes the wrong way. I'm all over the combo spectrum right now. A lot of those corner combos from Sin are just designed to be burst safe, so I ain't never gonna burst there, man. Oh man, he was disrespecting the shit out of me right there. I could have clapped him. I don't know why I didn't. Fuck you. I will grip the shit out of blitzes. Daily, weekly, monthly. I also did the DP kick there. Alright, see what I mean? 2H. Hooks you the fuck up. I did the DP kick in that sequence just because I thought if he did burst, I could bait it with it, because it's really good at naturally just baiting bursts. Elk Hunt goes under my... Yeah, fuck you. I'm not falling for this shit. I'm going to point this out every time. Blue kick. What stupid setup do I do? There we go. Just got him stressed. I tried to do a sequence that pushed him out far enough to where if he does swing with jab, it swings into that sort of dead zone where 5H starts up. So like, yeah, my 5H comes up and smacks him on the top of the head, and his fist just barely misses my balls, and I don't die. I really need to know what the fuck diatonics is. All right, let's watch the last match. Let's see if I can pause it before it actually does a thing. Oh, fuck. I missed the cancel there. I was looking to Gatling to sweep, actually. You'll notice that I don't summon... fuck. I don't summon balls when we're reset to neutral. Like, on a burst situation. Just because it's begging to get fucking elk hunted. Don't give him that. You're giving him something that's easy to react to. It's a bad idea. Like, I see that's a thing that a lot of Hayfield players will go for. And while it seems like it's, yeah, I want to get my balls out there, right, and just set up my game plan, you have to recognize that a character like Sin just disrespects that altogether, and you can't. I am the shit. I will grip blitzes. I am not afraid. There we go. Get his quick release. Okay, so right there is why you don't do that. I could have actually waited a bit. I get one extra one. I think he mashes here and gets hit. Yeah, I suck. OTG. Yes, you got to pay attention to those kind of things. You get a shit ton of jabs as Heian. Okay, start of the round, just back the fuck up. I don't want any of that. There we go. Launched him all the way into the Mike Z face. Damn, that stuffed my air throw attempt. Probably means I swung with the JH too early. I like that he's doing meaty 3K there, just because it's a relatively safe poke, and a lot of Sin's offense starts mid or high, so it's gonna be susceptible to mid blitzes. Fuck, that hit. I got that one. Good backdash. One, two, hit him burst. I could have punished that way fucking harder. You can get blue kicks off a blocked burst. There we go. And he gets me with the 100 hands. It got a little sloppy there at the end, but that would definitely show the consistency that Kizzy is ready to mash on that unless I do a very clean setup for the overhead, which is a concern. Because if I do the sort of setup where the spacing's ambiguous, it might make it a little easier to react to the overhead. And it might also make it so it's harder for me to catch a jump out if I'm not on point with my timing. But ideally, what I should be doing is start threatening 2P, 2S, and then do the overhead because you can Gatling from 2S into 5H. Or do 2P, 5K, and that spaces out at a really good spot where I can still threaten the 5H, or I can threaten pretty much anything because 5K goes into whatever the fuck normal I want. But that was a fun set. We skipped a decent amount of it just because there's so fucking much, and I don't want to be up until like 1. But that is a pretty good understanding of the patience needed for Heihyun to survive against Sin. I'm not going to tell you it's easy and like, it was a fucking walk in the park, but it's definitely doable. You just can't run an undisciplined game plan. Like, you can't summon blue balls recklessly. You have to be able to output damage as much as possible cleanly. Like, you can't just fucking let him flop around in the air because whenever he's in a neutral situation, like when he's not having to answer your questions, he's at advantage just because you have to answer his threats and you don't have good answers. Like, you don't have reliable answers that aren't susceptible to anti-airs or risky because you might get just counter hit, bull bashed, or fucking beak drivered. So you want to make sure that you get consistent knockdowns and you get consistent damage, which is why I like doing sweep into double blue kick into air combo. That does a shit ton on Sin. Sin actually takes slightly higher than average damage, so getting that kind of damage racked up as much as possible is really important. And blue kicks give you a shit ton of meter. Each blue kick I think is like almost a fourth of a a stock. So that would be like what? Each stock's 25. That's four. I don't know, like 6 meter, 8 meter. Math is hard, guys. But it gives you a decent amount of meter. So basically, if you get two of those, you're like, almost 50%. Some takeaways from that set is I really needed to start checking JH into JD, which is the spin move into the thrust downwards, because he got fucking started off of that constantly, and that's not a good mix up. Um, it's only good when they start threatening at certain spaces where it's easy to block and then they threaten into an immediate low. But otherwise, as a Haken player, if I have 50 meter, I need to clap the shit out of it. Or if I know he's going for it constantly, I need to jab the shit out of it. Or I need to DP the shit out of it. Or 6P it. Uh, Allowing it to happen just showed a lack of preparation on my part. And that's something that I need to sit down and just look at that move. And every time that it happens is, no, you don't fucking get to do this. You die now. Tagmanic, I don't know how you come up with this stuff, but this is fucking fantastic. Mike Z kicking the ball right now is everything I needed. Um, this fucking Heihun image you made earlier is fantastic. It just spits out when the matchup goes sour. Fucking crying Heihun. That's awesome. But yeah, that's that matchup. I'll probably try to stream some more once I play somebody else that can give me some more practice. But this is Kizzy. We have a fucking premier player that I got a good chance to play against. Like this guy won 2 anime tournaments at a major. Like, and I actually think the final score was 22 Kizzy, 14 me, so 8 game gap. I wish it would have been a bit closer, but you know, I don't travel, so therefore that means I must be better because I'm the shit. I'm not even gonna try to justify that logic. Anyway, y'all be good, and y'all take care.